First fire at the lean-to. We've got pot of beans going on there in a few minutes. Now I could use this place to hunt deer. I could probably even use it to hunt a few squirrels here and there. But the main reason I put this in is there's nothing I enjoy more than going out in the forest and building a fire and just sitting, whether I'm on a lake or whether I'm out in the woods like this from ice fishing. I love to watch the sunrise. I love to watch the sunset. And a place like this would be in March in this state. We got lots of snow. It gets harder to get around. But you can come out to a place like this and and the sun is strong in March. So it's a really nice feeling that you get from the sun. And for me, it's one of the most relaxing things that I can do is to just sit out here in something like this. This isn't the only one of these I have. This is just the newest one. And just sit and have the sun bathe down over you and just kind of contemplate life and just kind of enjoy Mother Nature at its purest form. As most of you know, I can tell from the comments, most of you, and if not all of you, love a good campfire. Well, I'm no different. I love a good campfire and a hot cup of coffee. I also love reading you guys' comments. I usually read them first thing in the morning. That's why you would usually see me talking to you. I say good morning. I don't know where you're from, but where I'm from, it's morning time. And I have coffee, and I love to read the comments. Especially here at the cabin, I have time for them. And they just really make the experience of YouTube and experience at the cabin pretty special. Well, ridgepole is in. Started putting up some uprights. This is what I call a long-term shelter. It will stand there for many years. My ridge board's strong enough to hold a snow load. Roughly it's about 10 feet wide. No, I guess it's 13 feet wide. And my uprights are 10 feet tall. Still got to finish them up and put a bench in. There's not much sun here today, but it was sure worth the walk out because of all the deer sign that I found once I got here. But one thing I've noticed about deer, especially outside of hunting season, and I think a lot of people miss the boat that way, is I never stop going in the woods. The last day of deer season is not my last trip to the woods until next November. It's just the opposite. I get out in deer season. I have to kind of sit still because I have a special way that I deer hunt. But outside of deer season, I can mull around and I can walk anywhere I want. Not really worry too much about spooking the deer or the game that I'm after. Same thing when we're bear hunting. Kind of have to hunker down and wait on them. But in the wintertime, I can get out here and just explore. And that's what I do, and that's what I love about the lifestyle that I have here in Northern Maine. I have quite a few subscribers that I've come to know in this past year. That boy, I would love to sit around a campfire with them and just have some story time. I'm sure that they've got some nice stories that I would really enjoy listening to. If I take a deer from this spot right here, I will definitely videotape him hanging in a tree in front of this in front of this lean-to. That would be pretty slick. Right now I'll be getting a snowmobile up in here this winter. Haul back some of this firewood for the cabin. I've got a pretty good trail out here now. It's not a long ways from the cabin, but it's a good walk. It's far enough to get me out into the deer sign that I wanted, but not so far that it's hard to get to. So a good set of snowshoes, thermos of coffee, and a little snack, something to build a fire with. And I've got a nice little campsite out here. Kind of really looking forward to the first sunny day to get back here. It's been cloudy all day. That snowstorm came in yesterday and hasn't cleared off. I've been up here at the cabin now for, I think, 10 days. Tomorrow is Christmas Eve. So, my wife didn't want me to come home. She said she still got some wrapping to do. So, it wasn't hard to twist my arm to get me to spend another night. I was headed home today. I didn't do much videotaping while I was up here. This has been just one massive work trip. I was behind the 8 ball a little bit on some of the projects that I needed to get done before winter. One of them was this thing. I wanted to get this in, and the other thing I wanted to do is I needed to put in a snowmobile trail across the road, and I've still got one more snowmobile trail to put in, so I'll have 2 accesses to the lake. That way, if trees come down or something like that, if just something happens to my trail, I'll have 2 ways. Last year, I got stopped by the game warden. He gave me a warning. He says, no more going down the road. So, I guess I'm not really going down the road that far. And I kind of almost disagree with him a little bit, but I don't know the laws well enough. The road that I live on here is a four-wheeler road. All summer, it's labeled an access road for four-wheelers. I don't know if that's any different for a snowmobile or not, but I didn't think to ask him when he was giving me the warning. You know, I use about 1,500 feet of the road to get down to a snowmobile trail that I have out onto the lake. And just so happened, I've been doing that for 12 years, but ran into a warden last year. He said, don't do it no more. Though I don't really want any problems, so this year I decided I better get in the snowmobile trail. I've been needing to do it anyways, just because the road in March, you know, the hot top is really hard on the snowmobile skis and the runners, and also my dog sled that's behind the snowmobile. So it was a perfect excuse. He kind of kicked me in the ass, so that was a perfect excuse for me to put a little time into building a couple of trails. At the end of this video, I will put you in some links to more topics about the lifestyle that I have here at the Rustic Log Cabin in Northern Maine, and I will see you in the next video.